In this lecture, we will discuss about different routing algorithms. These are the contents of this lecture, that is routing, routing classification, adaptive and non-adaptive algorithms, routing algorithms, shortest path routing, flooding, distance vector routing and link state routing. First of all, what is routing or routing algorithm? Routing algorithm, that is that part of the network layer responsible for deciding on which output line to transmit an incoming packet, that is on which output line we have to transmit the data packet. So you can see here that this packet on which line we have to transmit the data, this is decided with the help of routing algorithm. Routing algorithm, basically that part of the network layer responsible for deciding on which output line data has to be transmitted with the incoming packet data. So this line is repeated basically here. Routing classification. Routing is categorized in two types, that is adaptive routing and non-adaptive routing. In adaptive routing, the different types of routing are centralized, isolated and distributed routing. And in the case of non-adaptive routing, basically flooding and static routing, which uses shortest path algorithm. What is adaptive routing algorithm? Adaptive algorithms, in contrast, change their routing decisions to reflect change in the topology and usually the traffic as well. This procedure sometimes also called the dynamic routing. And in the non-adaptive algorithms do not base their routing decisions on measurements or estimates of the current traffic and topology. Instead, the choice of the route to use to get from I to J is computed in advance offline and downloaded to the routers when network is booted. This procedure is sometimes called static routing. Routing algorithms. There are different routing algorithms, that are the optimally principal routing, shortest path routing, flooding, distance vector routing, link state routing, hierarchical routing and broadcast routing. So in this lecture we basically discussed about shortest path routing, flooding, distance vector routing and link state routing. These routings are important with respect to the RTO examinations also. First, shortest path routing, a technique to study routing algorithms. So the idea behind this is that the idea is to build a graph of the subnet with each node of the graph representing a router and each arc of the graph representing a communication line, often called a link. To choose a route between a given pair of routers, the algorithm just finds the shortest path between them on the graph. One way of measuring path length is the number of hops. Another metric is the geographic distance in kilometers. Many other metrics are also possible. For example, each arc could be labeled with the mean queuing and transmission delay for some standard test packet as determined by the early test runs. In the general case, the labels on the arcs could be computed as a function of the distance, bandwidth, average traffic, communication cost, mean queue length, measure delay and other factors. By changing the weighting function, the algorithm would then compute the shortest path measured according to any one of the number of criteria or to a combination of criteria. First is etc. algorithm. So in this, basically for the calculation of shortest path. So first is etc. algorithm. In this, each node is labeled with its distance from the source node along the best known path. This is labeled in the parenthesis. Initially no paths are known, so all nodes are labeled with infinity. As the algorithm proceeds and paths are found, the labels may change, reflecting better paths. A label may be either tentative or permanent. Initially all labels are tentative. When it is discovered that a label represents the shortest possible path from the source to that node, it is made permanent and never changed thereafter. You can see in this graph that Here we will start, and when we computed all the nodes with shortest path, then these labels become permanent. Here all the labels are tentative. That for this graph, if we start, then here for this node defined 2, a, and here 8, a, and here already path is defined as infinity, minus. So as we calculated, after calculating shortest path, these parameters become the infinity. And here in the 5 steps used in computing shortest path from A to D, the arrow indicated the working node, and the shortest path from A to D is A, B, E, F, H, D, which we calculated with the Dijkstra algorithm. The next type of routing algorithm is flooding. Flooding algorithm basically, in this flooding algorithm, every incoming packet is sent out on every outgoing line except one it arrived on. Flooding obviously generates vast number of duplicate packets, in fact an infinite number of, unless some measures are taken to dam the process. One such measure is to have a hop counter contained in the header of each packet, which is decremented at each hop, with the packet being discarded when the counter comes which is 0. An alternative technique for damming the flood is to keep track of which packet have been flooded to avoid sending them out of a second time. A variation of flooding that is slightly more practical is selective flooding. In this algorithm, the routers do not send every incoming packet out on every line. Only on those lines that are going approximately in the right direction are sent. Application of flooding algorithms are in the military applications, distributed database application, wireless network as a metric against which other routing algorithm can be compared. Now next type of routing is distance vector routing. This is a dynamic routing algorithm. Distance vector routing algorithm operates by having each router maintain a table giving the best known distance to each destination and which line to use to get there. These tables are updated by exchanging information with the neighbors, also named the distributed Bellman-Ford routing algorithm and the Ford-Wilkerson algorithm. In this, firstly, table content. What is table content? In distance vector routing, each router maintains a routing table indexed by and containing one entry for each router in the subnet. This entry contains two parts: the preferred outgoing line to use for the destination and estimate of the time or distance to that destination. Second is, after table content, second is table updating method. What is how table is updated in this algorithm? Assume that the router knows the delay to each of its neighbor. Once every t millisecond, each router sends to each neighbor a list of its estimated delays to each destination. It also receives a similar list from each neighbor. Imagine that one of these tables has just come in from neighbor x, with xi being estimate of how long it takes to get the router I. If the router knows that the delay to x is m millisecond, it also knows that it can reach router I via x in xi plus m millisecond. By performing these calculations for each neighbor, a router can find out which estimate seems the best and use that estimate and the corresponding line in its new routing table. Note that the old routing table is not used in the calculation. Here you can see this is a path, shows a particular subnet for this calculation is done, and these are the tables which are continuously updated. So in the B shows that delay vectors received from the neighbors of the router J, and suppose that J has a measured or estimated its delay to the neighbor A, I, H and K as 8, 10, 12 and 6 millisecond respectively. Now next is linked state routing. This is also a dynamic routing algorithm. The idea behind linked state routing can be stated as 5 parts. Each router must do the following things. First, discover its neighbors and learn their network addresses. Second, measure the delay or cost to each of its neighbors. Third, construct a packet telling all it has just learned. Fourth, send this packet to all other routers, and last, compute the shortest path to every other router. In effect, the complete topology and all delays are experimentally measured and distributed to every router. Then Dijkstra algorithms can be run to find the shortest path to every other router. That's all about the routing algorithms. Thanks.